Okay, all right, so come down onto your back in constructive rest position, feet nice and wide, knees collapsing in towards each other. And then just give your body a second to find a nice neutral position, and everything's getting soft and heavy to the ground. And then once you feel like you've got your body in a good position, everything feels like it's snuggled in and cozy, just take a couple of gentle settling breaths. So no need to force the breath, but just allow your body to pay attention to the breath for a moment. And then as your body starts to find that kind of settling in and you're slowing the breath down a little bit, tune in down to your feet and just notice if you started to grip or hold any tension in your toes or in your feet. Can you give your toes a little wiggle and let them soften? And then let your focus and awareness come up to your low belly. So think about the space below the belly button, but above the hip bone. So we want to just kind of tune into that nice, soft, low belly tissue with your hands or without your hands. That's totally up to you. But take a nice big inhale and just pay attention to that space, that low belly area. And then as you exhale, can you think about letting your low belly sink, almost as if gravity's pulling it down towards the earth? Sink and settle in as you exhale and let all of your air go. And then as you inhale, let the belly inflate. Tune into that low belly area. And then as you exhale, think about gravity pulling your belly down towards the earth. And then just see if you can find a little squeeze or pull from the pelvic floor as you let all of your air go. And then one more breath here. Inhale and just let your belly fill up. And then as you exhale, just think about that low belly getting soft and heavy towards the earth. Awesome. And then wherever your arms are, think about bringing them now into a cactus or goalpost position. Start to make a little space for the shoulders and a little opening in the chest. And then once you've got your arms in that cactus or goalpost position, just give your fingers a little wiggle here. Twinkle your fingers, mush them around just a little bit, just to bring some life into your hands, a little warmth. And then let your fingers come to rest. Let the hands get nice and heavy towards the earth. And just start to turn your head gently side to side. Notice how the sides of your neck's feeling. Notice the space between your shoulder blades. So you might draw a little imaginary line down your spine. And just as you turn your head side to side, you might feel the muscles down your back helping make this movement happen. Take one more turn of the head side to side. And then let your head come back to center or back to a neutral position. And now we're going to bring it down to the knees. So we're just going to start to drop the knees gently from side to side. Start with a smaller range of motion. And then as your hips get a little bit warmer and your low back allows, then increase your range of motion and let the knees drop a little further towards the earth. Take one more time each side. And then we're going to add the head as well. So as your knees drop to the right, head's going to turn to the left. Everything meets in the center. And then as the knees drop to the left, and head's going to turn to the right. And then everything meets in center. So we're going to take that a few times side to side, knee and head moving in the opposite direction of each other. Nice. One more time each side. And then as head and knees come to center, we're going to walk the feet in a little bit closer. Make sure your tailbone feels good. And we're going to set up for a little bit of a rocking side to side. So just turn your head to the right, turn your head to the left. Make sure you have just a little bit of space so that if you rolled side to side, you're not going to bang it against anything. And then if that feels like you've got enough space, we're going to pull the knees into the chest and start with just a gentle small rock. So you'll probably stay on your mat in this position. And then we're going to think about finding a different handhold. So maybe you're going to hold on to the backs of the thighs and you're going to start a bigger roll. So think about a sort of modified happy baby, and you're going to hold onto the backs of the knees and gently roll side to side. So you're going to roll over onto your shoulder and roll over onto the other shoulder, and just make sure that that feels like a safe and comfortable maneuver. Nice. Take one more time each side. And then as you come back to center, you're going to keep hold of the right leg, let your left foot touch down to the ground. So we're going to take that right knee out nice and wide. We're going to bring it out towards the right shoulder. Take a couple of circles of your right foot, go in one direction. And take a couple circles with that right foot and go the other way. Nice. And then let that foot come to stillness. Pull the left knee up to meet. So both knees are going to be kind of wide out towards the shoulders, and then hang on to the left knee, set your right leg down. And then start to draw some circles with that left foot, go in one direction. Nice. And then draw some circles with that foot, go the other way. Cool. And then we're going to let that left foot go. So we're going to bring up both feet so they're about hip width distance apart, heels getting a little closer to the bum. And then we're going to crunch up our toes. Imagine you're trying to pick something up with the bottoms of your feet and then release. And then pull the toes in, crunch up the bottom of the feet and release. Do that one more time. Crunch up the bottom of the feet and release. Nice. And now with the heels a little closer to the bum, bring your hands down alongside your hips, and we're just going to lift the heels up away from the floor, and then lift the toes and the balls of the feet up away from the floor. Bring the toes and the balls of the feet back down, lift the heels up, lower the heels, lift up the toes and the balls of the feet. Lower the toes and the balls of the feet, lift up the heels, lower the heels, lift up the toes and the balls of the feet. Lift up the heels, lower the heels, lift up the toes and the balls of the feet, and then feet nice and firm on the ground. We're going to roll up into a bridge. So think about curling your tailbone up away from the ground, lift up nice and high, take a nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, start to roll down through your spine. So think upper back, middle back, low back. And then once your hips touch the ground, take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale, hands press into the earth, curl the tailbone up. We're going to roll up into a bridge again. So lift the hips nice and high. Take one good breath at the top. And then when you're ready, roll down nice and slow and controlled. So think upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to roll up again. And this time we're going to hold in that bridge. So curl the tailbone up. Lift the hips nice and high, and then just pay attention to your feet for a minute. Make sure you feel like your weight is evenly distributed on both feet, and we have a little bit of strength coming from the glutes and the backs of the legs. And then we want to think about lifting the chest just a tiny bit higher, a tiny little lift in the chin. So we're still feeling all that strength in the legs. And then once you've got this nice lifted position, we're going to lift the toes and the balls of the feet. Lower the toes and the balls of the feet. Keep your hips lifted. Lift the heels up away from the floor. Lower the heels down. Keep the hips lifted. Lift the toes and the balls of the feet. Lower the toes and the balls of the feet. Lift the heels. Lower the heels. Lift the toes and the balls of the feet. Lower the toes and the balls of the feet. Lift the heels. Lower the heels, and then lower your whole spine down. Nice and slow and controlled. Upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground. And then once your hips come down, pull both knees up into your chest, give yourself a nice little squeeze and a gentle rock side to side. Cool. Now from here, we're going to roll over onto our right side into a sort of side lying position. So Either we call it reclined Buddha, usually that's what I call it in our yin class, or couch pose, or Vishnu's couch. So we're going to roll over onto our side, our knees going to be bent, hips are going to be stacked, and the bottom hand is just going to help support the head. So make sure that feels like a comfortable position to your wrists, your shoulders, and your elbows. And then we're going to start with a little light clam, just keeping the soles of feet together, lift the top knee up and lower it down. Nice, one more just like that. And then we're going to think about taking hold of that top knee, pull it up towards the shoulder, and then push it slightly away. Pull it up towards the shoulder. So it's a little bit of an external rotation, and then move it away. And then one more time, pull it up towards the shoulder, and then move it slightly away. And now think about sliding your hand down. See if you can find your ankle or the top of the foot, and we're going to start to pull the knee backwards. So we're going to find a little stretch through the top of the thigh and maybe in front of the hip, and then pull it back up. Bring the knee up towards the shoulder, maybe switch your grab, nice, and then reach down, catch the foot, draw the knee down, back of the foot is coming toward your bum, nice. And then one more time, bring it up towards the shoulder, and then one more time, grab the foot, draw it back, and then hang out here just for a second and think about pressing your foot into your hand and your hand into your foot. So you're going to find a little bit more opening in the shoulder and just a little bit of an opening through that side line of the body. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then gently release that foot down. We're going to roll over onto the other side. So nice and smooth, just roll over onto your left side, but I'm going to flip around so that I can stay facing the camera. So find that nice little couch pose or that side lying Buddha position. Make sure everything feels like it's in good order. And then take about 3 clams here. So just lifting that top knee up, but keeping the soles of the feet together. Nice. And then when you're ready, pull that knee up towards the shoulder and then move the knee away. Pull the knee up towards the shoulder and move the knee away. One more just like that. Pull the knee up, move the knee away, and then switch your hands. So you're going to see if you can catch a handhold of the ankle or the top of the foot, and then draw the foot back so the knee drops down. Nice. And then bring it back up, switch your grab, pull the knee up towards the shoulder, and then switch your grab, top of the foot, knee moves back. Nice. One more time, just like that. Pull the knee up towards the shoulder and then find that handhold. And we're going to just stay just a little bit longer here. So knee is reaching away from you or towards the end of your mat. Press your foot into your hand so we find a little opening in the chest, the shoulders, and the sideline of the body. Beautiful. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then gently let that go. We're going to roll back onto our back side. I'm just flipping all over the place. So roll back onto your back side. Take a second, make sure everything feels good. We're going to start to pull the knees up towards the chest, but grab the backs of the thighs. We're going to start to find a little bit of a rock and roll. And we're going to rock and roll up to a nice little supported boat. So we're going to hold on to the backs of the thighs, find a little balance here, lifting the chest, take a nice deep breath. Great. And now we're going to think about crisscrossing our ankles, finding a nice little easy seat here. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Right hand's going to touch down, left hand's going to reach up, take a little side bend. Over to the other side, left hand touches down, right hand's going to reach up. Awesome. Lift it all back up, take a light twist. So twist over to the right. Unwind and twist over to the left. Beautiful. And then come to the center. We're just going to lean forward a little bit. So we're going to see how the hips feeling, how are your knees feeling if we come into a little bit of a folded position. So just lean forward slightly, tune in, notice how everything feels, and then lift back up. We're going to grab the backs of the thighs, lean back into the sits bones, find that boat pose again. Beautiful. And then this time we're going to switch the cross in our legs. So whichever leg came on top the last time, switcheroo, find that little crisscross. Take a side bend, come back up and side bend over the other way. Awesome. Come back up, twist to one side. Come through center and then twist to the other side. Nice. And then come back to center. Again, we're going to find that boat pose. So lean back into your sits bones, lift the legs, grab the backs of the thighs, get nice and tall. And now we're going to go just a little bit deeper. So we're going to set up into a fire log pose. I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm saying. From here, you're going to drop your left foot down to the ground. And then you're going to take hold of your right leg and the top leg and stack your legs. So rather than that nice loose crisscross position, we want to stack our shins. And you might find that top knee is just going to stay a little bit lifted. It's just going to depend on the variations of your hip. But now we want to keep a little bit of an aliveness in the feet. So think about pressing the blade edges down nice and firm so we keep our knees nice and safe. And then see how it feels to lean forward. Touch your hands, touch the floor, whatever feels right to you there. Make some space for yourself. And hopefully you're finding a little sensation in the outside of that top hip. Nice. Take one more breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow. We're going to help lift that top leg off. So we remove it slowly and controlled and then come back into that boat position. Find that nice bit of lift. And then we're going to take all of that to the other side. So the right foot's going to drop down. And then we're going to help assist taking the left leg across and then keep an aliveness in the feet. So we want to keep the knees and the hips nice and happy. If all of this feels good, find a little bit of a folded position, lean forward just as much as feels good. Hopefully you're finding sensation now on the outside of your left hip. Beautiful. Take one more breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow. Gently help lift that foot up. Let's take one last boat just to keep ourselves strong and even. And then when you feel good and ready, crisscross those legs and flippity do your way onto all fours or into a tabletop position. Awesome. And then once you found your way into that tabletop position, right away, curl both sets of toes under and just take some rocks forward and back just to wake up those toes and the bottoms of the feet. Beautiful. Take one more rock forward and back. And then release your toes, find that nice neutral tabletop position. Gaze down at the floor. We're going to play around with a little bit of a vacuum in the belly. So take a nice big inhale, let your belly inflate. Exhale, let all of your air go. And right at the end of the exhale, can you suck your belly in? And then just hold it for a moment. And then you're going to release the belly with control as you exhale, let all that air go. Nice. Inhale, a nice big breath, let your belly inflate. Exhale, let all of your air go. And then at the end of your exhale, you're going to suck the belly in like you're making it a vacuum suck. So you really want to hollow the belly out, hold it as long as you can. And then before you have to gasp for air, you're going to gently release the tension in your belly muscles. Nice. Inhale, take a nice big breath. Exhale, let all your air go. At the end of the exhale, once all that air is gone, suck the belly in. Hold that sucked in belly just as long as you can. And then release it with control. Nice. Take it right into a puppy pose. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead sink down. Widen your arms if you need space for the shoulders, and take 3 nice deep breaths. On your next inhale, nice and slow, start to walk your hands back into that tabletop position. We're going to slide the right leg back, toes curled under, take a couple of rocks forward and back. Bring a little bit of length into the back of the leg, the heel, and the calf. Beautiful. One more rock forward and back. We're going to keep that leg out, but bring your shoulders back in line with your wrists. Now we're going to take that right leg that's lengthened out and we're going to slide it over to the left. So it's going to cross the midline of your body, cross over past the edge of your mat, and then you're going to hug your left shoulder toward your left hip. So you're going to get a little side stretch through the right side of your body. Look over your left shoulder towards your right toes and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then unwind your spine, slide that leg back in, bring it into your tabletop position, reposition anything that you need to, and then we'll take it to the other side. Left leg's gonna slide back, toes curled under, rock forward and back. Awesome. Now we're going to keep that leg out long. Shoulders are going to line up with the wrist. We're going to slide that left leg over to the right. So it's going to cross the backside midline of the body, coming over off the right edge of the mat. Hug your right shoulder in toward your right hip. Look over your shoulder toward your toes. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, unwind the spine, slide that leg back into your tabletop position. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat. Come back to extended child's pose. Pull the butt back to the heels. Let your belly, your chest, your forehead, let everything just settle down into the earth for a moment and take a couple of nice deep breaths. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to start to walk ourselves up. So we're going to sit slightly up on the heels. So we're just going to walk ourselves back a little bit. So some weight is in the heels, but now we're going to rotate our fingertips. So fingertips are going to point inward. And we're going to get a little stretch to the wrist and take one lion's breath. And I'm going to say one lion's breath, but if you're in your own house and you need to let out whatever sound you like, no judgments on my end. You're muted. I can't hear you. So you're going to take a nice big breath in. You're going to see about squeezing the shoulder blades together, finding a little extra space, lifting the chest. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you'll stick out your tongue, you'll look to your third eye and make whatever noise feels the most appropriate to you this morning. So find that big inhale and exhale, let it all go. Nice. And then when you're ready, unwind those wrists, start to walk yourself forward into a tabletop position, walk those knees back in line with the hips, and then bop those hips side to side like you're trying to drop your hips down towards the earth. Awesome. One more little bop side to side. And then we're going to set up as if we were coming into our cow face prep pose. So we're going to send the right leg nice and long and then just swing your left toes over to the right just a little bit so you can tuck your right knee behind the left. So we're not going to get a big amount of movement here, but we got our knees stacked and we're going to bop the hips again, side to side, but with that knee stacked position. So just make sure that you're not yanking too much that you're finding discomfort or any shooting pain. We just want to create a little bit of a wound up position, drawing a little bit deeper into the hips, but it does change the range of motion here. Take one more little dip side to side. And then as you come back into that more center neutral place, unwind your legs, take a second, shake out anything you need to, and then we'll send it to the other side. So left leg is going to extend long, right legs are going to swing over just a little bit, tuck the knee behind, and then find that little bop of the hip side to side. Beautiful. One more little bop of the hip side to side. And then as you come back to center, unwind your legs, find that more neutral tabletop position. We're going to curl the toes under and hover our table. So we're just going to pick our knees up away from the floor. Nice, strong, steady center. Gaze is down between the thumbs. So we have a nice long neck and find a nice steady breath here. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift it up into a downward facing dog. So start to pick those hips up, press the heels towards the earth, take a pedal or two of the legs here, just to bring some length into the backs of the legs. And then when you feel good and ready, pick up your heels, lower your knees through tabletop down onto our belly. So we're just going to walk down onto elbows and forearms, step the feet to the back edge of the mat, and then gently lower yourself down. So you set yourself up into a little Sphinx position. We're going to keep our Sphinx soft to start so that we can take the right leg up into a little bit of a tree frog position. So either a 90 bend with that leg or the heel comes in a little closer, more like a tree pose. So you're just going to decide which feels like a better position for your leg. And then once you feel like you got your legs all figured out, press into the palms, draw the shoulder blades together, Elbows are going to energetically draw back, lift through the crown of your head, soften your right toes, take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. And then soften your Sphinx just a little bit so you can loosen up, slide that right leg long, give your tush a little shake if you need to, and then we're going to take it to the other side. Left leg is going to slide up. Find that position that feels right to you. Heel in or heel out, totally up to you. Once you've got your leg figured out, press into the palms, hug the shoulder blades together, elbows draw back. Pressing up through the crown of your head, see if you can soften your left toes, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then soften your Sphinx, send that left leg nice and long, give everything a nice little shake, and then both feet on the ground, toenails pressing down, draw your tailbone towards your heel. So we create a little bit of length in the low back into that full Sphinx position. So we're hugging the shoulder blades together, pressing up through the crown of your head. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then soften it all up. Walk your elbows nice and wide so you can lower down onto your belly. Bring your hands alongside your shoulders, elbows soft at the ribs, 3 low cobras here. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale up to a downward facing dog. Take a couple petals of the legs. Awesome. And then when you feel good and ready, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat and find a little ragdoll fold. Make sure you have lots of space for your belly, lots of space for your chest. Let everything just dangle here nice and heavy. If it feels good here, find a little bit of a gentle sway side to side. Nice. One more little gentle sway side to side. And then when you feel good and ready, come to center, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, round and roll all the way on up to standing. And then as you come up to standing, fix up your yoga costume, get yourself all sorts of situated, and then find a mountain pose at the top of your mat. So we're going to take a moment to focus on our feet. Lift your toes and spread your toes as wide as you can, and then feel your feet nice and equally grounded. Once you feel like you found that, lift from the tops of the legs, lift through the front of the body, lift up through the crown of your head. And then can you ground your shoulders down, bring a little life into your fingers, and then relax your toes back down to the earth. Inhale, raise your arms up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here, close your eyes and just tune in. Feel the warmth between your palms. Feel your feet connected to the floor. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, let your hands relax down at your sides. As it is 8:30, if you got to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's stupendous. But if you're sticking around, hang out here in that mountain pose. Feel your feet nice and evenly grounded. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide to the shins. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right foot up and then just pick the knee up, see where your balance is at. Set that foot down, shift your weight over to your right foot, peel your left knee up, and then lower it down. Nice, hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right knee up. Lower that foot down, shift your weight over to your right foot, peel your left knee up. Lower that foot down, hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, press your palms together, shift your weight over to your left foot, but now we're gonna slide the right leg back slightly. So barely keeping that big toe on the ground. And then notice if your hips are hiked up just a little bit, can you even up your hips and then lift the toe away from the floor? Awesome, then slide that leg back in, shift your weight over to the right foot, slide the left toe back, big toe stays on the ground. See if you can square up your hips and then lift the toe away from the floor. Nice, and then bring the toe down and slide it in. Let your hands come down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Knees bent or straight, now totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back. We're gonna come into a warrior two. Drop the back heel down, turn the toes out, right hand's gonna spin you up. Beautiful, and then just take a second to make sure everything feels good. Weight is nice and even between both legs. Nice deep bend in that front knee, drawing the knee back so it's energetically pulling towards the pinky toe. Get a little life in the inner thighs, and then tune back in down to your feet. Can you pull energy up from your feet, up your legs, up your side body, out through your fingertips? Awesome, take one more breath. We're gonna take it into a side angle from here. So left elbow is gonna float down to the knee. We're gonna keep those ribs lifting up and away from the thigh. Right hand's gonna reach up alongside your ear, draw the thumb back slightly, gaze up towards the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful, and then anchor nice and strong into your legs, into your feet. Strong side body, lift your way up into warrior two, gaze past your front hand, and then we're gonna spin the hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel. Beautiful. Step your hands to the inside of your foot, plant your palms, and slide that front leg back to a plank. Beautiful. Bring your knees down to the ground. We're going to control lowering down onto the belly. So rotate the eyes of your elbows towards the top of your mat. Hug your elbows into the ribs as you lower with control. Use your triceps. Nice. And then once you come down, give your tush a little shake. We're going to bend the right knee. Reach back, see if you can catch hold of that foot, hug it in, give it a little squeeze, and then a gentle release, let that foot go. Take it to the other side, bend your left knee, see if you can reach back, catch hold of that foot, give it a light little squeeze. Beautiful, and then gently release that foot and let it go. One cobra here, inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under, push your way up into a plank position. Awesome, and then take it up into a downward facing dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat, find a little forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up, grab that beach ball above your head, and then sink into a chair here. Bring your weight back into your heels just a little bit, lift your gaze, take one big breath. Nice, and then press firm into your feet, inhale, raise your arms up, exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, stepping the left leg back to warrior two. So we're gonna drop the heel down, turn the toes out, and the left hand is gonna spin us up. And then just get everything arranged here. Legs nice and strong, knee drawing towards the pinky toe. Arms extend out. We're gonna find that energetic lift from the soles of the feet, pull energy up from the ground, up through the side body, out through your fingertips. Look past your right hand and take a breath. Beautiful, and then we're gonna float the elbow down into our side angle. So bring the elbow towards the knee, but keep the ribs lifting away from the thigh. Left hand extends up. We're gonna draw the thumb back, gaze up towards the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then nice and strong and controlled, lift your way back into that warrior two position. Spin your hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel. Awesome. Step both hands to the inside of that right foot, plant your palms, and then slide that front leg back into a plank position. Lovely. Bring the knees down. We lower with control. Rotate the eyes of the elbows forward, bend the elbows in towards the ribs. Nice. And then once you've come down, give a second, shake out your bum. This time we're going to bend both knees, give the heels a little swish side to side. Awesome. One more little swish side to side, and then relax your toes down to the ground. One cobra here, hands alongside the shoulders, elbows soft at the ribs. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes under, find some strength, push your way up into a plank position. Beautiful. Take it up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk, step or hop your feet up to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up, grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a chair. Bring your weight into your heels. So pull the butt back just a little bit, give your toes a little wiggle just to make sure you're not crunching in the toes. And then once you've found that nice firm foundation, lift your gaze, pull your abdominal muscles in, take one nice big breath. Awesome. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, fold everything down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step both feet back to down dog. Nice. Pick up the heels, lower the knees, come into a tabletop position. Right leg is going to step out and off the side of the mat. So setting up for our gate pose, bring your hands to your hips and come up into a high kneel position. Lovely. Right hand over the thigh, left hand's going to reach up, take a little side bend. Cool. And now left hand's going to come down to the ground. So we're going to post that hand so that we can pick the outer leg up. So left hand down, pick that right leg up. And then we're going to take a couple lifts and lowers with that leg. So toes going to touch the ground and lift back up. Beautiful. Toes going to touch the ground and lift up. Toes going to touch the ground and lift up. Nice. Now bring your right hand behind your head. You're going to think about pressing your head into your hand and your hand into your head. Find a little stability here. And we're going to draw tiny little circles with our foot. Go in one direction. It's the whole leg moving. And then tiny little circles go the other way. Beautiful. And then bring that toe back down to the ground. We're going to walk the hands around so the top half of the body is going to find a bit of a tabletop position. And then we're going to take 3 rocks forward and back. So we're going to pull the butt back to the heels and then back into that tabletop. Pull the butt back towards the heel and come up. One more just like that. Pull the butt back. Awesome. And then come up. Keep that right leg out. Take 3 cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your back. Awesome. Find a nice neutral spine. We're going to make a crooked table. So left elbow and forearm are going to come down onto the ground. Right hand's going to keep your right shoulder slightly lifted. We're going to pick that right leg all the way up, bend the knee, and let the hip roll open. Nice. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then as you release that right knee down, left hand's going to lift you up into a tabletop position. Rearrange anything that you need to, but when you feel good, left leg is going to step out nice and wide. Hands to the hips, find that tall kneel position. Beautiful. Left hand over the thigh, right hand reaches up, take a side bend. Awesome. And then bring it all the way down to the ground. So right hand's going to touch down, post that arm, and then lift the left leg up. Beautiful. Left toe touches the ground and lifts back up. Left toe touches the ground and lifts back up. Left toe touches the ground, lifts back up. Left hand behind your head. Think about pressing your head into your hand into your head, and then draw some circles with that left foot, go in one direction. Draw some circles with that left foot, go the other way. Nice, and then bring that left foot down. We're gonna walk the hands around into that tabletop position. Left leg is gonna stay out nice and wide. Pull your butt back towards your heels, and then come forward into tabletop. Pull the butt back, and come forward. One more time, pull your bum back, and come forward, and then take 3 cat-cows here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. One more time. Nice, and then find that nice neutral spine. Slide that left leg in, big toes together, knees out to the left and to the right. Set up for extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels. Let your belly, your chest, your forehead, let everything sink and settle down. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, start to lift your way up into a tabletop position. Walk your knees in just a little bit so you have plenty of room to move. And then we're either going to swing our legs out to one side or crisscross the ankles, sit back on your bum, and send your legs out in front of you. Nice, and then just get yourself repositioned. Now we're gonna take it back into our little boat. So we're gonna lean back into the sits bones, pull those legs up, grab the backs of the thighs, get just a little bit taller here. Cool, and then from this position, now we're gonna set up into a deer pose. So rather than crisscrossing, you're gonna let both legs swing over to one side, find your little deer seat, and then walk yourself out just as far as feels comfortable. So my leg is out in front of my body and the other leg is in a 90-degree bend out to the side. So just make sure that that feels safe to your hips and knees. Walk out as long as feels comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Cool, and then when you're ready, nice and easy, bring it all back up and in. We're gonna lean back into our sits bones, swing those legs around, find that boat, grab the backs of the thighs, get nice and lifted here. Awesome, and then we're gonna swing those legs out to the other side. So roll over onto your left hip, swing those legs around, and then once you've got yourself positioned right, walk yourself out into a fold that feels good. Take one more breath. When you're ready, nice and slow, walk yourself back up and in. And then we're gonna lean back into those sits bones so we can swing those legs around, find that boat position one last time, grab the backs of the thighs, get nice and tall and lifted here. And then if it feels good and you want just that little extra bit, extend your legs out, release your grab from your thighs, find a little balance. Awesome, and then float those toes down, curl your tailbone under, roll your way down onto your back. Great. And then once you got yourself down on your back, right into a figure 4, right leg is going to come across the left. We're going to lift that leg up, the left leg up, I should say. Reach the hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin. Bring it in for a little bit of a squeeze. So just to the point where you feel a little sensation in the outside of the hip, and then pause there and take a breath. Nice. One more breath. Gently release, unwind, Step the right leg off and then reset yourself up for the other side. Left leg across the right. If it feels good, lift the right leg up, reach through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, bring it in just to the point where you're feeling sensation on the outside of that left hip, and then pause there and breathe. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, unwind. Step both feet down onto the ground. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest, slide your left leg nice and long, supine twist. So we're going to take that right knee over to the left, across the body. Right arm opens out nice and wide, and then maybe turn your head in the opposite direction of your knee if that feels good to you. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to pull that right knee in and set yourself up for a half happy baby. So leave your left leg out long if you can. Reach up and grab the blade edge of your foot or the back side of your thigh. We want to take that knee out towards the shoulder, so out away from the ribs, so that the knee has space to open up, and then drop down towards the earth, heel up towards the sky. And then once you've got this position, just take 3 nice deep breaths. Cool. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, release your grab from that foot, pull the right knee into your chest, pull your left knee into meet. So both knees in your chest, give yourself a little gentle rock side to side. Awesome. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a supine twist to the other side. So hold on to your left knee, slide your right leg nice and long, take the left knee over and across the body. Left arm opens wide, and we turn our head to the left if that feels good. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, think about pulling that left knee in, set yourself up for half happy baby on this side. Maybe reach up and grab the blade edge of the foot, or maybe reach behind and grab the back side of the thigh. So we just want to be able to pull the knee out nice and wide. So we're kind of finding space for that knee and the hip to open up. And then once you've got the handhold that feels right, take 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy. Release your grab from that foot, pull both knees into the chest, taking it into legs up the wall. We're going to send the feet upward towards the ceiling. Keep a little bit of a soft micro bend in your knees. Keep a little bit of a soft looseness in your feet. And then, like before, we're just going to work through the bottoms of the feet. So start by imagining that you're slow motion grabbing a piece of paper with the bottoms of your feet. So you're going to crunch the feet up and then start to pull the tops of the feet in toward you like a wave, and then roll through the bottoms of the feet. So crunch up, pull the feet in, and then unravel the feet, push the balls of the feet up towards the ceiling. Cool. Take 2 or 3 more just like that, really working through the bottoms of the feet. Awesome. And then let your feet be in a slightly neutral position. And we're going to take the legs out nice and wide. So just let them start to fall open out to the left and to the right. And then hands are going to find the inner thighs. And you're just going to let the weight of your hands rest on your inner thighs. So we're not going to try and crank ourselves into some deep Olympic splits position. We just want a little bit of the weight from the hands to offer you a little deeper stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Beautiful. And then switch your grab. Hands are going to find the outsides of the thighs, help your legs come back up and together into that legs up the wall position. And now we're going to shake the legs out. So we're just going to give them a real good vigorous shake. Shake out the toes, shake out the ankles, shake out the calves, shake out the thighs. Let everything get nice and wiggly jiggly. Let this muscle sort of shake around on the bones and let your skin just be sort of loose and relaxed. And then tune in, notice that jiggle in the belly. You might notice it a little bit up in the chest and the arms. Take 1 or 2 more good vigorous shakes of the legs. And then gently start to float your feet down to the ground. We're going to come into a bridge position, but we're going to focus a little bit on that belly sucking like we did in the tabletop position. So put your feet about hip width distance apart here, heels fairly close to the bum, hands alongside the hips, press the backs of your arms into the earth. Take a nice big inhale, nice slow exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your hips up into a bridge and stay lifted. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let all of your air go. And then at the end of the exhale, can you suck your belly in? Make that hollow belly, hold that sucked in belly. And then if you can, lower all the way down, still maintaining that sucked in abdomen. And then once your hips hit the ground, inhale and let your belly inflate. Take a natural exhale. Inhale, we're going to lift the hips up nice and high. Stay up in that bridge position. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let all of your air go. And then at the end of your exhale, suck the belly in, hollow it out just as much as you can. You're going to really feel that pull from the pelvic floor. You might feel that pull in the abdominal muscles. Maintain that sucked in belly if you can. Lower yourself down slow and controlled. And then once you hit the ground, inhale and let your belly inflate. Nice natural exhale. Cool. One more time, just like that. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips up nice and high. Exhale, let all of your air go. At the end of your exhale, suck the belly in. Maintain that sucked in belly if you can. Lower yourself down with control. And then once you hit the ground, allow your belly to inflate with your inhale. And a nice natural exhale. Awesome. And then toe heel your feet out to the edges of your mat. Let your knees collapse in towards each other, finding that constructive rest position again. And then just take a moment to tune in. Notice how your body feels. And then ask yourself, where would be your best Shavasana? Would it feel nice to stay in constructive rest? Do you want a little bit more work? Do you want to come into reclined cobbler's pose, or do you prefer that more traditional shape and walk your legs long? So take a second to just ask your body what it wants and then find your way there. And then once you feel like you've got your body in a nice position, let your awareness come to your feet. See if you can invite some softness into your toes, softness into the tops of your feet. Let your heels be nice and heavy. Let that soft heaviness find its way to your calves and your shins. Softening your kneecaps, allowing for a gentle softness in the backs of the knees. Releasing any tension from your thighs, and allow that release of tension to find your hips, your bum, and your low belly. And then just for a moment here, everything else being soft and heavy, tune in to your belly. And then just notice, are you holding any tension around the belly button or any tension in the belly at all? Can you allow your belly to just be as soft and loose as it can get? You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as your body wants you to. But if you feel called to do so, start to bring a little bit of life back into your body. Gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Invite some gentle movement into your wrists and your ankles. And then if your legs are extended long, think about pulling them back in, bending the knees, and then just taking a couple of little windshield wipers with the knees gently side to side. Nice. And then in your own time, in your own way, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sukhasana with legs crossed or any other seat that feels really nice to you and allows you to sit up nice and tall. Great. And then once you found your way into this nice tall seated position, we're going to drop left ear over to the left shoulder. Close your eyes down for a minute. Just let your ear get nice and heavy to the shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Cool. And then we're going to bring the left hand to the temples or the side of the head and then gently help lift your head up. Release your hand and then take it to the other side. So you're going to drop your ear to your shoulder, close your eyes down, let your ear get nice and heavy. Awesome. And then bring your right hand to your temple or the side of your head, gently help lift your head up. And then while we've got that hand here, we're just going to reach across and put a little firm hold of the skin tissue of the neck. And then as you hold the tissue in place, turn your head gently side to side. One more turn side to side. And then as your head comes back to center, release your hand and reach the other hand across. So we put a firm hold. We're just kind of holding the skin tissue in place and then turn your head side to side. Awesome. Take one more turn side to side. And then as you bring your head back to center, release your hand down, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Flip your palms so palms are open facing the sky. Feel the cool air on your skin. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. And then on your next inhale, gather your hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra and bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And then breathe in a whole bunch of love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. Gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Tuesday.